All right, we back. I had to change the battery because I was kind of like worried about it cutting off on me. So, go ahead, bro.
Second Ezra chapter 13.
Yeah, start at 1. Okay. Go ahead.
All right, this is second Ezra chapter 13, verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the waves thereof.
So that was the power of YAHAWASHI when he showed up. He was controlling the lightning and the waves and everything was shaking, because the reason why I was shaking like that, because he had so much power, and it let you know that he got dominion over the water too. Go ahead. He got power over the water too, and everything in it. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
See? The thousands of heaven, talking about the angels. Go ahead.
And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
So when he was in the heavens, when he was in that fathership with all them angels, everybody on the ground, they were scared. They were shaking. Okay? Go ahead.
And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice.
So what he's talking about is a chariot, and he's talking about the laser beam that comes out of the chariot. That's what he's talking about. So everywhere he turned, people was getting burnt up. Okay? That's what that's talking about. Go ahead.
Like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire.
Yeah. So you got to remember what we was reading in Joel. Okay? The 3rd chapter. Talking about how he gathered all the heathens. Okay? So when YAHAWASHI comes back, these heathens gonna be fighting amongst each other, but YAHAWASHI gonna pop up and everybody's gonna be scared, man. When they see that lightning stretching forth and they see the sea shaking like that, because you're gonna have military personnel in the ocean. And the sea gonna be shaking like that, and when he pop up, he gonna have dominion over everything, man. On land and in water, man. With the thousands of angels. Go ahead, bro.
It says, verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men.
So all these nations that was fighting in World War III, they gonna stop and fight YAHAWASHI. They all gonna come together and fight YAHAWASHI. What you gonna make them do? Go ahead.
Out of number from the 4 winds of the heaven.
All right, that's the good news, man. The 4 winds of the heaven. North, east, west, south. And what does that spell when you basically read it? News. You see? So that's breaking news when YAHAWASHI show up, man. That's the good news, man. Go ahead.
It says, to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
See, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Where did he come from? The heaven. Okay? Because his house is with the Father. Father and him are together. And what did it say his beams are in his chamber is? In Psalm 104.
Waters.
In the waters. In the heavens. See? So they said to subdue the man that came out of the heaven, came out of space. See? Go ahead.
It says verse 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain.
That mountain was a big chariot, because that's the way Ezra can describe it in the dream. He compared the fathership, which Yahawashi was controlling, as a mountain. That's the only way he could describe it. Okay? It was so big and so gigantic. Go ahead.
It says he had graved himself a mountain and flew up upon it.
So he flew up on top of the chariot. Yahawashi did. See? He flew up on the top of the chariot. Yahawashi had power the way he could fly. How do you think he was able to walk on the water? He was hovering. See? He was hovering. He could fly. When you watch the old movie, Superman with General Zod and them, they was walking on water. How were they able to do that? They could fly. So Yahawashi could fly. See? Go ahead.
Verse 7. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. Verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight.
Yep, go ahead.
Verse 9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword.
He wasn't shook. They came with all their violence. In other words, their military hard work. Shooting all type of bombs or whatever they had to shoot at him. And he just, yeah, whatever.
Right.
It's nothing. Go ahead.
Nor any instrument of war.
Nor any instrument of war. Because the power that he had was not of this world. Okay? The instrument of war is what? Guns, tanks, airplanes, shoot rockets and all that. Ever seen what Yahawashi said? He said he had no instrument of war. This was what he had from another world, which is that concentrated laser beams, man. Different technology, man. That succeed anything that you've seen on this planet. Go ahead.
So verse 10. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire.
Concentrated laser, man. Laser beams, man. Go ahead.
And out of his lips a flaming breath. And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. Verse 11. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid.
Ezra was afraid in the dream, man. But that's going to be the reality, the future reality of what's coming up on the earth. Give me Revelation 12 and 7. That's going to be the future reality, man. That's coming up on the earth, man. Okay? Our power, Yahawah, is going to send his son, Yahawashi, to defend the nation of Israel. And they're going to like to know the Native Americans, man. Okay? Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 7. And there was war in heaven.
And there was war in heaven, because they're going to be fighting in the heaven. Go ahead.
Michael and his angels fought against the dragon.
Who was the dragon? Controlled by Esau Edom. The so-called revived Roman Empire. Okay? Go ahead.
And the dragon fought and his angels.
His military might. His military power. Okay? Go ahead.
And prevailed not.
And prevailed not. They lost. Go ahead.
Neither was their place found any more in heaven.
No more rulership for Esau Edom. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent.
Esau Edom.
called the devil
That Esau Edom,
and Satan,
Esau Edom,
which deceiveth the whole world, he was casted out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Esau lost his power in the earth. So YAHAWASHI is coming back to destroy Esau Edom and set the children of Israel up and show the world that these so-called white people are not the chosen people. That's what verse 9. All right, give me Matthew 24 and 31. Matthew 24 and 31. Going back.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 31.
Go ahead.
And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet.
Go ahead.
And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
East, west, north, south. Go ahead.
Verse 32. Now learn a parable.
That's it on that. Okay. East, west, north, south. So it's an angel that's the one that's going to gather the elect of the nation of Israel. Read that one more time. Read that one more time for me.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
All right, so give me Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha, right? Chapter 5. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 2. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 2. 5. Wisdom of Solomon, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 2.
Okay. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 2. When they seen it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
So when they see the children of Israel get made up, these people going to be troubled with terrible fear, right? Go ahead.
And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for.
So, because these people on this earth, the way the deliverance going to be is going to be so spectacular, and they going to look at it like it's strange how the children of Israel is getting delivered, right? Because it ain't never happened no time in history, right? They going to look at it like it's a strange thing. But they're going to be scared at the same time. Like, why are these people going up?
Right.
You know? Why are these people going up in the UFOs, what they going to say?
Right.
With all this chaos on the earth. What's going on?
Right.
They're going to be shook, man. You know what I'm saying? When the angels gather the elect from the four winds of the earth, the four corners of the earth, man. See? Read that one more time for me again, bro.
All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
All these nations, man. Go ahead.
And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for.
So give me 1 Peter chapter 4, 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 18. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 18. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 18.
All right, this is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinners appear?
So what I want you to do is read that one more time.
This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
So what I want you to do is look up that word scarcely, which I know it goes into difficult, hard, skill. Okay? Y'all try with us while I get this up out of there.
This is Strong's G in the blue letter. Strong's G 3433. Molly's, and it says with difficulty hardened.
See? With difficulty. That's what I wanted about it. That's all I wanted. With difficulty. So when the angels come back, they're gonna have that skill with everything going on. It's gonna be difficult, but they're gonna have that skill where they're gonna beam and elect up into them chariots. Okay? That's what it's gonna be. Okay? Read that again.
All right, this is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
So the righteous is going to get their reward by submitting to the Heavenly Father, the Son, and following the statutes, laws, and commandments, right? And be delivered from the thermonuclear bomb that's going to hit Babylon the Great, which is America. Okay? That's their reward. But where shall the sinner and the wicked appear? The righteous gonna get their reward, and the wicked and the sinners gonna get their reward. That's just balance. You're gonna have deliverance taking place, and at the same time, judgment gonna be taking place. That's balance, man. You see? That's what's gonna happen to you people. 2/3 of y'all that didn't submit to YAHAWASHI and come back to your nationality. You're gonna be judged for it on the earth. You're gonna see the elect getting beamed up, and your judgment gonna happen simultaneously, man. When you get hit with them nukes, get cooked. Give me Proverbs. Let's get on that particular verse. So give me Proverbs chapter 11, verse I think it's verse 31. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 31. Go ahead, bro.
This is Proverbs. This is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 31. It says, behold, the righteous shall be recompensed in the earth.
They're going to be paid. They're going to be rewarded. How? By being delivered. With all this wickedness going on in the earth, the elect of Israel didn't submit to none of it. They separated through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI and cling to YAHAWASHI. See? Go ahead.
It says, much more the wicked and the sinner.
See? Much more the wicked and the sinner. They got their ass tore up. So we're going to face the east. I'd like to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elder apostle GMS who ruled well. Salute you brothers for pushing this word, and to the sincerity and strength of YAHAWASHI. And shalom to you brothers and sisters growing in trust, spirit, power, YAHAWASHI. Shalom to y'all too. So with that, Mawafla Babylon,
Mawafla Babylon,
Mawafla Babylon,
Mawafla Babylon,
and Mawafla 2/3 Shalom. Stay strong, search the scriptures, and pray for deliverance.